I'm a bad motherfucker.
Okay, so guess what? The New Hampshire primary happened, and Nikki Haley lost, or you could say came in last. We only care about damaging Donald Trump is the headline. Oh, is that the only thing they care about? Kurt, I hadn't noticed. What outlet is this? ShitYouAlreadyKnew.com? Oh, no, I'm wrong. It's Politico. Oh,
Wait,
okay.
I didn't know they cared about things other than damaging Trump, except for maybe Ukraine and now Israel. Nothing else.
And masks.
Oh, yeah, masks.
I cared about masks.
It's ironic because Islam has a lot of masks.
So here, Simon Atiba tweeted out this video of this voter. Here's a Nikki Haley voter. You want to hear the typical Nikki Haley voter in New Hampshire? Turns out he's a Democrat. Let's go.
Nikki Haley.
And why did you vote for Nikki Haley?
It's a vote against Trump. I think it would be better to have her against Biden in the elections than it would be Trump and her.
Do you consider yourself generally independent, Republican, or Democrat?
Democrat.
So when you undeclared, you voted for Nikki Haley. If it was Nikki Haley against Joe Biden in a general election, who are you voting for?
Joe Biden.
He's into MILFs.
That's what I was going to say. It's the old Sarah Palin thing, right? They want to.
Yeah, it just really looked like he looks like a guy. If you called up his search history, I bet MILF would come up quite a lot. Certainly that Sarah Palin knockoff porn.
That certainly sounds desperate, doesn't it? I mean, hey, maybe somebody should attempt a frivolous criminal indictment and appoint their secret boyfriend as prosecutor. Has anyone tried that yet against Trump?
Just throw a lot of ideas on the wall, see what sticks, you know?
So there's your typical voter. It's a Democrat who's afraid of Trump voting for Nikki Haley. That's her constituency in New Hampshire. How's that going to play out for the rest of the? Well, here's what CNN had to say about it.
In these exit poll results, you see a Mars and Venus universe for Haley and Trump coalitions here. Take a look at the numbers. Among Trump voters, 70% of them.
By the way, this is not the guy. Hang on.
In these exit poll results,
this is not the guy who got caught jerking off on a Zoom call on CNN. This is they hired just in case they just wanted to hire a lookalike.
I thought it was his cousin Kenny Tubin.
How do they hire two guys who look exactly alike like that?
Well, he's a little fatter. Tubin worked off some of that excess.
Yeah,
he got a lot more exercise in one area of his body. But wait,
this guy, at any moment, I feel like this guy's going to go, "You're killing me, Larry."
What did he mean? A Mars and Venus universe? Those are both in the same universe.
Yeah,
I don't understand what that means.
I guess that means people are on different planets. I don't know. Well, let's listen. Let's listen to what he says.
You see a Mars and Venus universe for Haley and Trump coalitions here. Take a look at the numbers. Among Trump voters, 70% of them, according to our exit polls, are registered Republicans. Donald Trump, his support, 27% of his voters are registered undeclareds or independents. 3% were unregistered before today. Look at how that compares with Nikki Haley. It's a complete reversal. It's an alternate universe. Among Haley voters, 70% are registered undeclared.
And those are just the guys who wanted banger.
Again, Mars and Venus are not in alternate universes.
They're in the same.
Not even in a different solar system.
Same solar system, even. Yeah.
Only 27% are registered Republicans.
I agree with every word of that except staggering.
Oh, that's the next one, actually.
Anyway, well, there is no next one.
Oh,
that's it. But anyway, there you go. There you have it. 70% of the people who vote, I took it away. Who vote? I'm going to save it for.
I thought there was an alternate Venus universe, and I was in the Mars one.
No, there's that clip that was in there. I took it out. I'm going to use it on Saturday. I didn't want to use it today.
As the great Dennis Tubin said, this is a Mars and Venus universe.
So, and by the way, we are doing that show this Saturday, the 27th. Are there any tickets left, Misha?
No.
Oh, too bad. So
shit.
if you didn't get your ticket, you missed out. So there it is. The Nikki Haley's, again, her constituency in New Hampshire are Democrats who hate Trump.
Yeah. Or what are they, undeclareds that hate Trump? I mean, I don't know.
Well, they call themselves undeclared, but they're Democrats, right?
I have no idea. I can't believe New Hampshire, they really go out and vote at the like people went in and wrote in Biden, even though none of this counts or something. Like he's not on the ballot.
70% of the people wrote in Biden's name. Biden didn't even. He gave the finger to New Hampshire.
You'd be better off voting Nikki Haley if you were like, I want to help Biden. I guess. I really don't know.
He told New Hampshire, I don't want your primary to count. That's what Joe Biden said, basically.
None of us do, but it does somehow.
But and they said, hey, thanks for disenfranchising us. We're going to vote for you anyway. They went out
Democrats
because Biden didn't put his name on the ballot.
So you can tell the undeclared.
And they
Democrats.
say again, not a fan of Trump, but they say Trump is the maniac who's willing to bend rules and screw people over and put his everything they say about Donald Trump is a confession of who they are.
Yeah. Well, I guess the registered Democrats that wrote in Biden are just like slower Democrats. Like the ones that are a little quicker did this Nikki Haley thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like how Joe Biden says democracy's on the ballot. Well, certainly not on your primary.
We need to get it off the ballot to protect democracy.
Like, we got to take We'll get
it off of
there. So I wish I had Keaton on right now so he could weigh in on what he thinks about this whole thing because he was in New Hampshire. I don't really have much to say except that it is an incredible show of the lack of commitment to democracy by the Democrats, and their big idea is to get Democrats to cross over. Because in New Hampshire, Democrats it's an open primary. You can vote in a Republican primary even if you're a Democrat or an independent, and it's just remarkable. It's
New Hampshire's top Pornhub search.
What is it?
Pierced. I guess they're real mavericks.
Yeah.
I guess it's like vote, a Chad, you dimple.
Yeah. Okay, over to Steph.
Hey, everybody, we're on Locals. We'll be doing our first Q&A after today's show. Go to jimmydore.locals.com. What's that? That's jimmydore.locals.com. Or click the join button if you're watching from Rumble. Hey, and by the way, you should know this. The numbers right now, 10,130 on YouTube. Let's go to Rumble. 9,076. Wow. Come on, hit those like buttons, neck and neck. Let's make this happen today. Polly says, Jon Stewart, complete gobshite. What a unfunny prick should marry Sean Penn. Polly has some strong thoughts on Jon Stewart.
What's a gobshite? Is that candy?
It sounded like that, right?
An everlasting gobshite?
Ricky says CNN's ratings are so in the toilet. A Christian network that runs old westerns is beating them in prime time. Ricky for the win.
Ricky, I'm going to use that on Saturday.
Nice one, Ricky.
Yeah, what channel is that?
The Christian movie channel?
Oh, I thought it was country. Oh, it's
old westerns on the Christian network. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, and this one was from the other day. I didn't get to it. Let's see what this one said. I tried to. And yes, Mike McRae was killing it today. We love it. And Jimmy, you were talking that you want that first part where he's doing the Big Lebowski. You want that its own clip?
Oh, definitely.
All right.
The Jeff's.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Love the new Jim Jam member. She's so cute. I think you should show her again at the beginning of the show. So let's pick her up. Let's do this right now. She is just as tiny as Brownie. Just as... All right, you can show her. Here we go. This is Betsy.
She's big.
We're all matching today. This is the family Christmas photo.
Based on the paws, does she get big? Because those are big paws.
Those are big ass paws. I hope she doesn't get bigger.
Oh, Jimmy couldn't. Here, Jimmy, hold her right now.
It's like
Tell
one of
the
those.
world how much you thought she weighed.
I thought she weighed 13 pounds.
That's
like 20 something, right?
13 pounds I've ever. Jimmy thinks I'm only 75 too. All right, you ready?
Okay, here you go.
Come here. Oh, and you're going to take care of her all week long, Daddy.
Take care.
Oh, those paws are huge.
I'm going to be busy writing the show for the Saturday.
Yeah, she'll be right by your side the whole time.
Why do you act like I don't have enough to do? You don't think I have enough to do?
Oh, with your new doggy, you want a bond.
I can't have a dog sit next to me.
Funny. All right, let's see here. Trump has been the lesser of two evils for 3 elections in a row. Let that sink in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not good.
P.W. Walker. P.W. Walker. Back to Jim Jam.
Things people love about you is they believe you tell it like it is.
Says it like it is. He speaks the truth.
It's about time we have a man like Trump in here. They ain't afraid to tell it like it is, man.
We like him. He tells it like it is.
He says what he means. I honestly believe he's telling the truth.
She has no natural talent to be president.
She's very talented, and she has a husband that I also like very much.
Hillary Clinton was the worst Secretary of State in the history of the United States.
Hillary Clinton, how did she do as Secretary of State? Probably above and beyond everybody else.
Let's say Hillary is president.
Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I think she really works hard, and I think she does a good job, and I like her. I will build the wall, and Mexico's going to pay for it, and they'll be happy to pay for it.
I'm not going to pay for that fucking wall.
This guy used a filthy, disgusting word on television, and he should be ashamed of himself, and he should apologize, okay?
Listen, you motherfuckers,
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. We'll beat the shit out of them. Political bullshit.
You're not going to raise that fucking price, you understand?
Donald, true or false, you've said the government should pay for everyone's health care.
That's false.
You've never said that.
Everybody's got to be covered.
Universal health care.
I am going to take care of everybody.
Who pays for it?
The government's going to pay for it, but we're going to save so much money on the other side.
He said I was in favor of Libya. I never discussed that subject. I was in favor of Libya. We would be so much better off if Gaddafi were in charge right now. Gaddafi in Libya is killing thousands of people. We should go in. We should stop this guy, which would be very easy and very quick. Stop him from doing it and save these lives. They're here illegally. You take them, they have to go back. We have to show some compassion.
You're right,
we just can't throw everybody out.
They have
So you're going to split up families.
Chuck,
You're going to deport children.
Chuck, no, we're going to keep the families together. We have to keep the families together.
But you're going to keep them
they have to
together out.
go. But they have to go.
How do you throw somebody out that's lived in this country for 20 years?
North Korea has nukes. Japan has a problem with that. I mean, they have a big problem with it. Maybe they would, in fact, be better off if they defend themselves from North Korea. Maybe we would be better off. Including with nukes. Yes, including with nukes.
And they said, I want Japan to nuke. I want Japan to get nuclear weapons. Give me a break.
But if you say to Japan, yes, it's fine, you get nuclear weapons, South Korea, you as well, and Saudi Arabia says we want them too.
Can I be honest with you? It's going to happen anyway. So it's only a question of time. I'm a conservative person. The Republicans are just too crazy right. I mean, just what's going on is just nuts.
Bush says, I do not believe he's a true conservative. These people are stupid.
Do you identify more as a Democrat or a Republican?
In many cases, I probably identify more as a Democrat. The economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans.
I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists.
What do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party. Wages too high. We're not going to be able to compete against the world. I hate to say it, but we have to leave it the way it is. I don't know how people make it on $7.25 an hour. I would like to see an increase of some magnitude.
Do you believe voters have a right to see your tax returns before they make a final decision?
I don't think they do.
If I decide to run for office, I'll produce my tax returns, absolutely.
There have been many presidents that have not shown their tax returns.
Actually, every single nominee since 1976 has released their tax
before
returns.
1976, nobody was worse to women or abused women more than Bill Clinton. Look at the trouble Bill Clinton got into with something that was totally unimportant. She's married to a man who got impeached. They tried to impeach him, which was nonsense. He was impeached for lying. I'm the only one on the stage that said we should not go into Iraq.
Are you for invading Iraq?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, I wish it was. I wish the first time it was done correctly.
Honesty, Carter once said, "I'll never lie to you." Would you say that, the American people?
I would never lie.
When I'm president, I'm a different person. I can do anything. I can be the most politically correct person that you've ever seen. I can be the most politically correct person in the world. And I can be the opposite.
The president has to be a great leader, and you have to lead by example. I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? Like to punch him in the face. I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers.
Blood coming out of her, wherever.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I don't know what I said. This guy will say anything.
Certain that Donald Trump has ever read outside of his own is the book of Hitler's speeches he kept next to his bed in the 1990s, according to his ex-wife. His ex-wife, he was very pissed when she released that information, okay? Because at that time he was still liberal. He didn't want people to know it at that time. So somehow she fell down the stairs and cracked her head open, right? All right, so we're going to get into this, and I'm going to show you this, all right? 92-year-old C-SPAN caller said he met Trump's father, a fan of Hitler and dictators. During C-SPAN's Washington Journal call-in segment, Pete, who identified himself as a 92-year-old from West Palm Beach, Florida, said Trump's father, Fred Trump, visited his village and was a fan of Hitler and dictators. Pete implied Trump got his views of dictators from his father. Now, keep in mind that Donald Trump was a libtard his entire life. Children are often heavily influenced by the views of their parents. Trump's father and Trump were sued for racial discrimination in housing, and Fred was once arrested at a Ku Klux Klan rally for failing to disperse. The 1927 article reporting the arrest doesn't make it clear Fred Trump's status or association with the Klan. Don't his actual loyalties to the brewing years of World War II if they happen to live in the greater New York City region. New York and its suburbs in Long Island and New Jersey had a vibrant community of first and second generation German Americans, the latter having included Fred Trump Sr., a rising star in real estate and retailing. Also active in New York, New Jersey region was the German American Bund, or Amerika Deutscher Bund, an organization that supported Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party and the goals and aspirations of the new Germany. The Bund had been created in May 1933 on the orders of German Deputy Führer Rudolf Hess. The first Bund leader was German immigrant Heinrich Heinz Spacknobel, who initially called his group the Friends of New Germany. In fact, the Bund was nothing more than an overseas extension of the German Nazi Party, and it took its orders directly from Berlin. Outside of the town in Windham, on American soil no less, right? The height of the Bund's activities was a February 20, 1930 rally at New York City's Madison Square Garden. This is the rally that I'm talking about right here, okay? This is the rally that Enlightened Master is telling you that Donald Trump's father was in, okay? Sir Norman Vincent Peale was Donald Trump's 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason pastor. This is the seal of the 33rd degree. It's also the family crest of Donald J. Trump. Okay, Albert Pike, who is the most famous Scottish Rite Freemason of all time, was the head of the Knights of the Golden Order, who later changed their name to the Ku Klux Klan. I'm going to provide it. Okay. I'm not going to be nasty to people. I'm just going to provide the information. All right, that's what I'm going to do. The elder Trump was he was even sued for it, publicly known to be a racist, and he refused to rent his apartments in Queens and Brooklyn to African Americans. Wow, that must be a coincidence. In 1927, there were few organizations for far-right extremists like Fred Trump to join. One was the KKK, which had its roots in the post-Civil War Reconstruction South. Another was Italian lender Benito Mussolini's overseas Fascisti, which was primarily composed of Italian immigrants to the United States. By the early 1930s, far-right wingers in the American North were fast to embrace the Nazis, and Kunz Bund was able to ready and ready to answer the call and begin recruiting in its ranks. Fred Trump's FBI file, which includes the 1927 arrest at the KKK march, appears to be missing his pre-war and immediate post-war year activities. The file does not resume until the 1960s, when the FBI began monitoring the elder Trump's association with mafia syndicates in New York. Brother, remember I told you and I've showed you unequivocally that his brother had everything to do with the murder of and the torture of Nikola Tesla. In New York, old man Trump also suspiciously volunteered after dodging World War II draft to construct Navy barracks and garden apartments in at least 3 highly sensitive Navy ports in Chester, Pennsylvania, and Norfolk and Newport News, Virginia. Yeah, that's right. He was a draft dodger, to all you Trump dodgers out there. All 3 ports saw thousands of Americans and Canadian troops embarked for combat in North Africa and Europe. Some of these ships fell prey to German U-boats, which received intelligence on the Allied ship movements from Nazi agents in the very same port areas where old man Trump so generously bid on construction contracts with the Navy. Right here, with the Navy. Let me repeat his treason again, okay? All 3 ports saw thousands of American and Canadian troops embarked for combat in North Africa and Europe. Some of these ships fell prey to German U-boats. In other words, Americans got killed because of Donald Trump's father, which received intelligence on the Allied ship movements from Nazi agents in the very same port areas where old man Trump so generously bid on construction contracts with the Navy.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit